Hello? Oh, hey Katie, yeah, how are you? How's everything? Yeah, the project's actually almost done. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll upload the code tonight and you'll have it ready. Yeah, okay, bye.
You love me and I love you. Your heart hurts, mine does too. And it's just words and they cut deep, but it's our world, just us two. I see fuck you, I hit you, I move out in a heartbeat, and I leave out. You call me and tell me that you sorry. You love me and I love you. Your heart hurts, mine does too. And it's just words and they cut deep, but it's our world, just us two. I see fuck you, I hit you, I move out in a heartbeat, and I leave out. You call me and tell me that you sorry.
Here we go. A year ago, I posted a video about my workspace and it turns out that, well, YouTube really seemed to recommend it. Ever since, the setup has changed where I decided to bring some new tech to the table, but the priority here was making sure I kept the same vibe. The first thing I changed was the desk itself. I decided to go with a darker tone to match the industrial vibe we were trying to go for, and I thought the 98-inch carbide does the job quite well. Last time we did have some white legs from Autonomous, but I decided that black was definitely the color to contrast the walls. I still love having the ability to grab my mat and stand whenever I want by using these 4 memory buttons that I have programmed to fit my desired height. I do have this setting where I elevate the table as much as I can to be able to work on the cable tray without an issue. It does leave more room for my new turquoise Alex drawers, but since they measure 80 centimeters in height, it's hard to bring the table to lower levels. The only concern I have when playing with the height is that I need to make sure I disconnect the Ethernet cable from my Asus motherboard. This Asus ROG Crosshair 8 Dark Hero motherboard powers a Ryzen 9 5950X processor, which communicates with my new Hades RGB RAM sticks. Coming from an Intel 10980XE, I decided it was best to go with a 5950X for my video editing workflow. Ever since I made the change in terms of CPU and RAM, it's been such a good combo when it comes to content creation. My friends over at Lexar sent me their new Hades RGB 3200 RAM kit to not only upgrade my PC, but also match my aesthetics. These latest DDR4 modules are optimized for Intel and Ryzen platforms. I do happen to control the RGB through the Asus Crate software, but if you have a different motherboard, well, Lexar Hades RGB is compatible with most RGB softwares. The sticks are designed with a sleek aluminum heat spreader to keep your system cool for you to level up your gaming experience and enjoy the overclocking these have to offer. Whether you are a gamer or even a performance user, you will be getting Lexar's top-of-the-line hardware. I recently also used their NM620 NVMe M.2 SSD 3300 megabytes per second on my laptop, which was a nice performance boost, and it now boots extremely quickly and delivers great read and write speeds at all times. If you are interested in getting some awesome PC memory components, check the links down below and grab yourself a few Lexar Hades RGB DRAM sticks and their NM620 NVMe SSD. Next to these, we do have my Nzxt Kraken X73 cooler cooling down my CPU. I did happen to replace the fans with some Antec Prism 120 ARGB case fans. My only issue with these is that they are extremely loud, so I'm sort of looking for a new cooling alternative. The machine does have a total of 1.5 terabytes in terms of shared memory storage by using both M.2 PCIe slots on the motherboard. My new PCIe slot is hooked up to my new baby, this Asus RTX 3080 Ti. I know you're probably wondering how in the world did I happen to get my hands on one. Well, the folks over at Micro Center decided to send me one so we could take care of all my video work without any hiccups. For those who don't know, Micro Center is literally a computer paradise for us nerds. It's a store where you can shop around for things such as desktops, laptops, computer components, monitors, TVs, networking equipment, you name it, they've got it. It's pretty much a place where you can get this Lee & Leo 11 case, for example. Yes, that's right, I made the switch and I got the ultimate PC case, in Excel of course. It is ROG certified, which apparently means that it has been tested to deliver the best possible experience with compatible ROG components. I had to make this switch since the card that Micro Center sent over, well, it did not fit within my P120 crystal. This thing is just insanely long. The case does have great I/O, so I finally get a USB-C port and some cool RGB options, all powered by a 750 watt Corsair power supply. Regardless, with the tabletop being 24 inches in terms of depth, don't worry, the fact that the whole rig's base measures 18.5 inches by 11 inches in width doesn't mean that a whole rig like this won't fit along this LG ultrawide 38-inch monitor. That's right, we finally upgraded from the Dell 34-inch monitor. This here is LG's new 38WP85CW monitor, and my goal here was to get something a bit wider by still keeping the curvature and bringing some new ports such as USB-C. I finally have a WQHD IPS panel with HDR10, AMD FreeSync and DCI-P3 at 95%. For me, it's the monitor to get my workflow going, since in the future I'm sort of looking to get a new MacBook Pro 16-inch. Don't get me wrong though, this is by no means for gaming, but at 60Hz it can deliver a good immersive gaming experience. I still need to spend time with it to create a proper review, but I have been loving the fact that the anti-glare screen is properly made, and I enjoy the ability to be able to VESA mount this. The stand I hooked up to this is currently not sold separately, but I decided to take it from the LG Ultrafine Display Ergo 4K monitor we have. I just wanted to have a black stand without spending more money that could deliver a great amount of motion, although it just sucks that it wobbles a lot. However, my Logitech Brio 4K camera doesn't seem to suffer from it whenever I am in a meeting. I do like the fact the backplate is not as curved as the panel simply because it makes room to mount the camera and my Hue light bars to stick. I like controlling these over with the Hue app on my phone, but sometimes I need to use the LightFX app in order to control my light strip. For the price, I decided to go with LightFX since they don't have this dotted effect and they provide the ability to form gradients whenever you need so. Although the flanking light behind my computer and my Gantry Palm Light are Hue products. Sometimes it just sucks having to switch between two apps and not being able to synchronize your lighting setup. But in my opinion, when it comes to bulbs, Hue wins in this department every single time because they offer a great variety of sockets. It was important for me in order to automate my palm light. The cool thing about this matte black palm light is not only its looks but also its matte finish. It diffuses light extremely well, is nice and minimal, and matches my speakers of choice. I basically went all out with these speakers when I first got them. In fact, it's been quite hard for me being able to replace these Audio Engine A5 Plus speakers. They sound extremely good, sit well within my setup, and connect via Bluetooth. After owning these for a couple of years now, I very much suggest you try these out. They have great I/O in the back and come with a remote control to control the volume. Now that's what 150 watts on a bookshelf does for you. I did place an order on some KEF Q150 bookshelf speakers to give them a try, but sadly, due to the winter storm in Edmonton, they were delayed. Regardless, on top of my speakers, I did bring a new microphone to the mix. I still kept my Blue Yeti Compass as my boom arm of choice, but this time we have the Shure Sm7b Mic on it. In fact, I stopped using it ever since I got the MKH416 from Sennheiser, but for everything else, it does the job super well. I was using it last year to produce most of my voiceovers, but there was a lot of voice processing that needed to go through Adobe to make sure my voice wasn't too obnoxious. Primarily because of the fact that this is a low output mic, it needed to be paired up with a cloud lifter to increase its output gains. All of this does connect to my Scarlett 2i2 audio interface, which in my opinion is amazing. I also use it to connect my headphones of choice, the Audio-Technica's M50X, and I also use it to connect the Sennheiser mic whenever we prepare these A-roll sets. Regardless, in terms of audio, I am extremely happy with the current setup we have. I just don't see why I would ever upgrade anytime soon. Just like I haven't found the need to upgrade my keyboard and mouse. I am still rocking this beautiful custom keyboard made by SM Keyboards. It took $500 to put this baby together, mainly because we have some cool GMK keycaps. A combination of a matte and clear plate surrounding it, a brass plate where we have some Gatoron yellow switches resting on it, and my signature logo in the back. Super awesome 65% keyboard with a great height, although I like using the Groovemate wrist rest with it now. My only complaint with this wrist rest is that I do wish it had more cushion to it. For the longest time though, my keyboard had changed to a red color, and so I recently figured how to use VIA to change the underglow color and be able to match it to my Razer Viper. Currently, in my opinion, I cannot find a better mouse than this. It is a hyperspeed mouse with great connectivity and has some great PTFE feet that makes it enjoyable sliding it even on this grey wool Delta Hub mousepad. It has a DPI sensor switch that I use sometimes during Warzone to avoid going through settings and changing the sensitivity. I even customized it to mimic the MX Master to a certain extent with its programmable buttons. Although I have had this for over a year now, I did realize that from its 70-hour peak battery life, it now delivers about 40. The mouse gets dirty easily with time, but the 20,000 DPI sensor makes me forget all about it. Plus, with 85 grams, no matter which mousepad or wrist rest you use, it is super enjoyable. Recently, Delta Hub sent their new Carpio 2.2 ergonomic wrist rest, and it's been super awesome to use. In the past, I was using their older model, but this one is honestly a lot more enjoyable since it slides better. And no, it's not because I am using their specific mousepad, but it's pretty much because of their new feet design. I did have a Groovemate wool mat on this desk previously, but I decided to remove it and make room for other items, so I brought their walnut pen holder, a few coasters still matching my mouse mat, and this beautiful walnut stand with a metal plate for my M50Xs. These are items that allow me to overall protect my desk, have pens whenever I need to write things down, and simply avoid clutter on the desk to make things look clean. I was strongly thinking about getting a medium-sized desk mat from Groovemate to put these accessories on top of the mat, but for now, this will do. By the way, this here is honestly the best dock ever. It is a modular hub from Kingston that allows you to extend your IOs, but most importantly, they offer extremely fast read and write speeds within their SD card slots. It is a whole module that is powered by a DC power adapter and connects to my PC via USB-C. So imagine the power this thing delivers to my everyday workflow. I still currently have my money tree sitting on my desk to bring us some luck, but this year I added this little guy here to keep it company. A few months ago, Evaporative decided to send their new Evaporative Air Cooler because I was dying of heat in my room. The cool thing about this is that you can fill it up with water, insert some ice cubes, and turn it on. My biggest complaint with this is the fact that their touchscreen is terrible, so I usually end up using their app. Sliding all the way back, this is how my setup looks for the most part, and it's where I sit about 75% of the time using this DX Racer Air Series mesh gaming chair. It's been very much a popular chair in the office since everyone steals it from me. I promise you, this is by no means like any other gaming chair. This is very different to the point that even my girlfriend loves it. The breathable mesh is what overall makes the comfort of this chair. It supports up to 254 pounds, 6'6" in case you're that tall, and overall slides super well. It does have a wide variety of features such as back tilt, 3-way armrest adjustability, and height adjustment. DX Racer does offer these cool adapters you can buy separately to enhance usability, but overall, in my opinion, I am more than fine with this super cushiony pillow. But again, I feel like the springs under the mesh could be softer for better seat comfort. Although at this point, I think I might be the problem. I guess it wouldn't hurt me to buy one of their optional chair covers. I guess I could try one. Designing these canvases and building them took quite a bit more time than expected since we currently changed suppliers as well as materials, but overall our new Hall of Fame collection is about to drop anytime soon, so you guys can always head to countvogue.com and subscribe to our newsletter. These will be sitting on top of my desk for a while along with the Monopoly frame I installed towards the right. Although, on the opposite wall, I decided to get some acoustic foam panels to have less noise bouncing around. Overall, behind these walls, we still have a good amount of insulation going all around the room, so I'm not too worried about the echo these bare painted walls produce. Yes, it's like I brought my room into this new space. My walls are still grey, still painted with the same grey ash paint that I deeply recommend. If you want to know more about it, I recommend you check out last week's setup video. I will be uploading a couple more videos this week. I just hope our latest addition to the office fits through this door. I think you guys will love what's inside. I will see you all twice next week. Take care.